kamu kalau di Tokopedia kamu nggak cuma bisa beli barang? Karena sekarang di Tokopedia kamu juga bisa beli pulsa, paket data, listrik PLN, bayar BPJS Kesehatan, beli voucher game, sampai tagihan air. Semua bisa kamu dapetin dari Tokopedia. Nggak cuma.
Tokopedia is one of the largest online marketplace in Indonesia. It was founded in 2009 by William Tanuwijaya and Letius Alpha Edition and has since grown to become a major player in Indonesian e-commerce industry. Tokopedia allows individuals and business to buy and sell a wide range of products, including electronic, fashion, grocery, and more. They also offer various services such as payment processing and logistics support. Tokopedia grew with a mission as an Indonesian technology company with a mission to democratize commerce through the technology. For 14 years, Tokopedia has had a positive impact to the Indonesian economy. Tokopedia has empowered 19 micro, small, and medium enterprises. 76.4% of sellers find it easy to manage their business on Tokopedia. The seller sales volume increased by 133% and support financial inclusion in Indonesia. Business issue. The first one is competition. Social commerce platforms like Instagram and TikTok Shop enable direct shopping, increasing competition for customer attention and spending, so that Tokopedia may have struggled to grow its user based on this competitive environment. The second one is user engagement. Social commerce requires user participation on social media. User engagement may have helped Tokopedia compete with social commerce. And the third one is partnership and integration. Tokopedia may have partnered with social media platform or added social features to boost social commerce. So doing effective resource management is essential. The fourth one is innovative marketing strategies. Tokopedia might have need creative marketing and advertising to attract social media users to stand out in commercial in social commerce. And the fifth one about regulation and compliance. The government may change commerce regulation, so that Tokopedia must follow regulation and adapt to change. Next, who are participants the process toward the rise of social commerce in Indonesia? Consumers are people who use commerce platform to buy product. They are the key stakeholder in this scenario, as the ban will impact their ability to shop on the platform. Buyers are consumers using a commerce platform to purchase product from business. They are attracted to this platform because of its convenience, wide selection of product, and low prices. Reviewers are consumers who often leave review of product they have purchased on commerce platform. This review can help other consumers make informed decision regarding their purchases. Supporters are some consumers become supporters of commerce platform to promoting the platform to their friends or their family. Business here as those that use commerce platform to sell their product to consumer. They are also stakeholder in this scenario, as the ban will impact their ability to reach customer and generate sales. The seller referred to this scenario as a business using commerce platform to sell its product to consumer. They use the platform features such as live streaming shopping and shoppable video to reach a wider audience and generate sales. Promoters in this business often promote their product to commerce platform through paid advertising and influence marketing. And partners in this business can partner with a commerce platform to offer exclusive discount and promotion to their customer. And regulators, social commerce like TikTok, Instagram, Shopee are a private company, and they do not have the same authority to they do not have same authority as a government regulators. Such a platform may choose to regulate themselves to enforce business practice with certain regulation. And next, Depkominfo as a regulator, they have the responsibility to protect consumer and the business world from unfair and deception practice. They are also responsible for ensuring that the social trading market is competitive and fair. And competitors here is a traditional commerce platform. they lack a social commerce system. For example, live streaming, face customers toward social commerce. In this include merchants who cannot host live stream. This includes a merchant that who cannot host live streaming session and use traditional commerce.
Thank you, Mas Ichsan. After talking about the users, now we will talking about the historical of customers' behavior in Indonesia, especially between 1916 until now. First, we begin with the traditional market stalls, also the traditional groceries, and then at the 1960, there was a department store, as we know well, Sarinah established at that time too. Also in 1980, we start with the supermarket mixed with the department store such as Matahari, Hero, and Ramayana. At 1988, we also have convenience store that everyone goes to the mini market as well that we know right now is Alfamart. And then in 2000s, the hypermarket concept was rising in Indonesia, especially as we know there was a Carrefour. Also in 2015, there's a 15 years later after the hypermarket concept, there was a one-stop shopping, and Transmart actually is one of the example that successfully applied this kind of concept. At the 2018, we know it's a golden era of e-commerce. Tokopedia was one of it, together along with the Shopee, Bukalapak, Blibli, and others e-commerce in Indonesia. And then right now, in 2021 until 2023, we know that like TikTok Shop is the kind of promising social commerce that we all know. Actually, TikTok Shop is not the first platform who start social media as a platform to selling something. Facebook also have the same feature at 2008 if I'm not mistaken, but at that time people will like not considering to buy something online, but they will go through a market or go to the mall so they can have something that they want but not via online. And about the rising of social commerce, we know there is a lot of differences between e-commerce with the social commerce itself, because e-commerce such like Tokopedia kind of like a platform, but social commerce is more than that. We can interact with each other, and then we can have a personal interaction with the seller. It's actually social commerce. They are mimic traditional media driving commerce, such like newspaper ads. But the transaction occur outside the platform, not in the platform. So they just using the platform as a social media, but they also can selling something there. That's the differences between e-commerce and social commerce. In the e-commerce, they make money through commission or profits from direct transaction and over transparency through payment integration. It's different with social commerce. The trust is built using features like a review and official stores and etc. But in the social commerce, users are engaged for various reasons, including commerce, and trust is built through personal connections. That's for the historical of customer behavior in Indonesia between 1960 until now.
TikTok Shopping is a simple-to-use set of tools that lets people shop your brand without ever leaving TikTok. Here's how it works. TikTok is all about discovery. Adding your catalog will set your profile up for success, providing a seamless experience for TikTok users to browse and purchase products on your commerce site. If you already use one of our partner platforms, just add the TikTok app on the e-commerce platform of your choosing, and from there, you can easily upload your products. Once you've uploaded your products and they're approved, they'll appear on your profile under the Product Showcase tab. Your customers can browse your catalog by going to your profile and clicking the shopping bag icon. After that, you're ready to sell.
Now I want to talk about the driving forces. The driving forces of social commerce rising in Indonesia, especially TikTok Shop, for this problem. The first one that we analyze the macro-environmental through pastel analysis, consists of the political situation, consists of the economical situation, consists of social situation, technological, environmental itself, also the the legal. But if we talk about the internal factor or internal consideration about the Tokopedia, we can using a SWOT analysis or strengths, weaknesses, opportunity, and threats itself. I think that's all from the driving forces of social commerce rising in Indonesia. And next, my friend will tell you about the scenario and narrative creations of Tokopedia towards the rising of social commerce in Indonesia.
We come to the scenario planning parameters. There are two parameters involved here: the growth of technology and also the regulation availability. For the growth of technology, technology can create new opportunities or even businesses and individuals to innovate, grow, and succeed. Endorsement from the government to the growth of technology can lead to prosperous, equitable society. Regulation availability. Considering how quickly technology is developing, regulation can ensure that it is used for good by preventing it from being exploited to harm people or society as a whole. Regulation and growth of technology have a crucial involvement and influence to the businesses. Both aspects will give a significant impact to the business life. Regulation can help to ensure that technology is used in a safe and ethical way and that it benefits the society as a whole. Growth of technology can lead to economic growth, provides new jobs, and improve the quality of life. However, it is important to balance regulation and business growth. Too much regulation can slow down or even block the innovation, while too little regulation can lead to harm. It is also important to make sure that regulation is flexible enough to keep up with the rapid pace of technology change. The authorities need to ensure that the implementation of regulation can support the business growth, at the same time can protect people from the bad impact of technology, especially to the other business sector as traditional markets or small medium enterprises. In overall, regulation and growth of technology are two sides of a coin. Regulation can help to promote innovation, protect consumers, and to ensure fair competition. Growth of technology can lead to new regulations as new challenges will occur. It is important to find the right balance between regulations and growth of technology to ensure that technology will benefit to the society in the country as a whole.
Okay, thank you Pak Nanang for the explanation. So based on the scenario planning parameter that I already explained before, we try to design the possibility of scenario planning from this case. The first scenario is sustained and competitive condition, where both traditional e-commerce and social commerce coexist and are supported by the adequate regulation by the government. The impact of the situation are the brand expand their presence across the both platform and the user experience is more diverse. The second scenario is regulated and oversight. However, the growth of the competition is going less. This condition occur when the Indonesian government has imposed strict rule on social commerce to protect customer and guarantee market fair practices. As for the impact of this condition, some smaller social commerce platforms may struggle to comply and may be forced to be closed. The growth of social commerce going down due to the compliance expense. The third scenario is technological disruption, when the new technological innovations such as augmented reality can significantly boost the growth of social commerce. The new technology will impact to the business environment, like social commerce platform being more agile and gain competitive advantage, and the shopping experience become more interactive and personal and also engaging. The last scenario is temporary hype and unsustainable. This even when social commerce initially become very popular, but its popularity quickly declined and then remains steady at the lower level. The impact of this event are traditional e-commerce remain dominant and the social media platform may refine their approach or pivot based on user feedback.
Okay, so now we are going to talk about the consequences, implications, and what options the Tokopedia has in each of the scenario, and what early signs that Tokopedia would notice when each of the scenario is going to come. So in the first scenario is when it is going to be a sustainable competition between social commerce and Tokopedia as a traditional e-commerce. What Tokopedia would notice is that there is going to be some regulatory changes and competition in pricing pressures and initiation of collaboration with the social commerce. And what implications that it would come across is the first, there would be a market share competition between social commerce and traditional e-commerce, and hopefully it is going to be a healthy one because it is going to be regulated, and social media influence, regulatory challenges from the government, and then trend-driven demand driven by social commerce and generation preference. And in each of the implications, Tokopedia has options that they can embrace. The first option that in the middle of the market share competition with social commerce, Tokopedia might want to try to differentiate themselves through superior customer service and high quality products that they are selling. And Tokopedia could also focus on niche markets and specific products category as a unique selling point. And the second one, as in a social media influence, Tokopedia can consider some influencer partnerships to strengthen their presence in social media and digital ecosystem and focus on authenticity, which means its brand values and product values. And when regulatory challenges come, what options do Tokopedia has is that Tokopedia can support by advocating, actively engage with regulators, industry associations, and advocacy group to advocate these regulations and stay transparent to maintain the business practice in a fair competition. And with the trend-driven, demand-driven by social commerce, Tokopedia should try to implement a more agile supply chain practice to cope with the demand, the rapidly changing demand. And in the generation preference, that some generation might prefer social commerce, some others might prefer Tokopedia as a traditional e-commerce. Tokopedia should try to enhance user experience to be more inclusive to all generation and maintain convenience that they already have right now. And in the second scenario, where it is going to be a very strict regulation and oversight by the government toward social commerce, the early signs would be Tokopedia would notice is that there is going to be some market entry barriers for those emerging new social commerce that might come, and some regulatory changes announcement, especially directly toward social commerce. The implication would be some regulation compliance that is demanded by the government and competitive advantage, of course, toward Tokopedia as a traditional e-commerce. And the options that Tokopedia should embrace is that the first, Tokopedia should proactively adapt the compliance measures similar to those applied to social commerce as a way to show that Tokopedia has a good compliance with the government. And other options would be to efficiency improvements, where it is going to be offsetting of balancing the compliance cost. And for the competitive advantage, Tokopedia should take this chance to build their reputation for transparency and trustworthiness in complying with the government. The third scenario is where there's going to be some technological disruptions, majorly leaning towards social commerce. And in here, the early signs that Tokopedia would notice is that there's going to be some shifts in sellers and influencer strategies. It might be a more technology-centric. And then the second one, there is going to be some increasing user engagement on social commerce platforms, meaning that there is going to be a decrease in Tokopedias. And the implication is that it is going to be to drive a market dominance with the advantage in social commerce, and there's going to be technological innovations and pressure to always be innovating, and there's going to be some data privacy concerns because we are talking about new technologies. And what Tokopedia can do is the first, Tokopedia could embrace collaborations or partnerships or alliances with other traditional e-commerce platforms to combine resources and strengthen their positioning, and to overcome the market dominance taken over by social commerce. And then maybe Tokopedia would try to specialize in a more specific niche or product categories, so they can establish a more dominant market opportunity. And Tokopedia, to overcome the technology innovation pressure, they should try to invest in emerging technology and allocate some resources to research and development to improve their technology advancement. And then maybe Tokopedia could also establish a hub or labs where its internal organization can have the medium to innovate and foster a culture of innovation for the sake of Tokopedia's growth. And for the data privacy concerns, Tokopedia is actually have an advantage here, because Tokopedia could take this moment to advocate for the development of industry-wide data protection from all the new technology emerge, and then customer data privacy as a unique selling point. Tokopedia should advocate it and make it their strength in the middle of the social commerce using a lot of technology. The last scenario is where social commerce might be just a temporary hype, and maybe just after that flop down and just go in a slower pace. And the early signs that Tokopedia should notice if it ever happens is that there's going to be some ad reductions compared to now in social commerce, and there might be some negative press and reviews towards social commerce, and also market consolidation. And the implication that could happen is that there's going to be some shift in consumer behavior, maybe shifting back to the old traditional e-commerce, and then innovation slow down because maybe social commerce is losing its budget to innovate even more, and then the platform survival in the middle of all the social commerce emerging, maybe just one or two biggest fish in this category is going to survive, and there is going to be some realignment from the sellers and influencers in the social commerce. And the options that Tokopedia should take advantage of is the first, that maybe to cater this consumer behavior shift, Tokopedia should try to rebrand and reposition their position in the market to align more with the changing consumer preferences toward e-commerce. And to overcome the innovation slowdown, maybe Tokopedia should try to take this momentum to streamline their internal operations to process and maximize efficiency instead, and maybe try to embrace some partnerships and collaboration with technology partners to maybe catch up with the social commerce, and to overcome to face all the survival mode social commerce are doing. Even though Tokopedia is outside of that war, maybe Tokopedia should try to make this momentum as a time to strengthen their market positioning by investing more in marketing, because we are going to be something different in the middle of the social commerce. And then the diversification, try to consider diversifying their revenue streams to expand into related areas, and then maybe some strategic alliances, maybe with both other traditional e-commerce, or maybe with the emerging and fragmented social commerce, and join resources. And the last one, Tokopedia should try take this momentum to attract the sellers and influencers who might be in confusion in transitioning from social commerce to traditional e-commerce. And then Tokopedia should provide sellers with tools, resources, and trainings to help them navigate and direct them to traditional e-commerce, which is Tokopedia. And in this moment, it is the right time for Tokopedia to build their and emphasize empathy and trust toward Tokopedia in the middle of the fall down of the social commerce.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. In this chapter, we will explain to you the integrations. It is about how Tokopedia's management should react towards the threat of the social commerce. As my friends already explained to you, we have 4 scenarios that might be happen to the Tokopedia. This chapter, we will divide into 3 stages. First stage will explain by me, and the second and the third stage will explain by my friend, Mr. John. In this first stage, I think we think Tokopedia should analyze more about the strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat of the competitor's app. See the data, what is the main category products that might be very engaged for them, and look back to the Tokopedia, whether it is the Tokopedia main competitor. From there, Tokopedia should strengthen their core and the positions using maybe gather the community of the sellers that exist selling in the Tokopedia platform for years. And the next chapter, in the next stage, will explained by my friend Pak John. Thank you.
Thank you, Masang. So after stage 1, where Tokopedia strengthened their product and also their core businesses, the next stage is to internally develop their own product to compete with the other social commerces. So basically what they do is they need to imitate what the social commerce's business model is and able to be ready when the regulation on the social commerce on such a scenario where it is lifted. So when the scenario when the regulation is lifted, Tokopedia is ready with their own product to compete and also are ready to collaborate with the existing media social, such as perhaps Instagram or other entertainment platforms such as YouTube or Disney or Netflix or such things, where entertainment is integrated with e-commerce. And that way, Tokopedia is doing a synergy with such entertainment programs where they can get revenues from other from the social commerces market. So on such scenarios, we think that Tokopedia should be ready whenever such disruptions is occurred, and when they are getting ready to penetrate such market. Thank you.